Guys, what's going on tonight? I hope your holidays have been awesome, whatever you are celebrating, or even if you're actively not celebrating. I hope it's been a wonderful time of year. I hope you've gotten a little bit of rest and relaxation and time with friends. And if you haven't, look, I understand. I worked in food and beverage and hospitality and entertainment for a long, long time. I still do. I'm still getting used to having holidays off. So I'm kind of amped up about the holidays this year. This is my second Christmas I've been off in, 20 plus years. So I hope that you're doing well. I'm excited for tonight. We're going to let down the structure of the show and just hang out. I know that for sure. Gershon is co-hosting with me tonight. You'll see him in just a minute from GP Snakes. I'll introduce and bring on Gershon momentarily. And then there's a bunch of breeders that are going to swing by and hang out at some point at 9 o'clock tonight, about an hour, depending on where you're watching in the world. That could be any time of night, especially if it's a replay. But in about an hour from now, we'll have Charlie on from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. The guy's kind of known for his dad jokes, but I got to tell you, I'm kind of proud of mine as well. I got so caught up in the dad jokes, I forgot to wear my little Proper Royals outfit tonight. I might have to change coats. Maybe I won't. I got my new banner behind me there. Watch this trick too. Boom. You can focus on the banner. That's my new show banner. I'll be vending in 2023. There we go. Back to my face. I really did forget to change. Oh, well, I'm going to let it rip. Our like I say, the structure's gone tonight. There's no rules. So shoot me an Instagram message. If I happen to see it, it's a lot to keep up with the comments and my phone. But if you want to come hang out, shoot me a note on Instagram. I can get you the link. Like I say, if I happen to catch it, we'll have people behind the scenes too. Charlie will be on just before 9 o'clock. So, hey, speaking of, all joking aside, I hope everybody's okay on the weather. I know there's rolling blackouts in various places around the country, the Northeast, just everywhere. It's cold, man. I got extra heaters out here in the garage. I'm in Florida. You see me wearing a flannel shirt. I hope that you're well on that. I got some new animals up on Morph Market. You can follow me on Morph Market. If you're in the market to buy snakes, you may as well see what I got available, right? Doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to buy anything. Put a follow on Morph Market. Why not? It makes me feel good, and maybe you will find something. Also, you can send me an email at properroyals@gmail.com, and I will send you my list of all available animals, whether they're on Morph Market or not. And I always send them on the list first before I put them on Morph Market. So you get first dibs on those. Maybe you got a little Christmas money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Coming up, the new year, I will admit I wouldn't say slacking. I've been slacking on booking, but the booking I have been doing has been quality. Next Tuesday is still a little bit of a question mark. I got a few things working. We'll see who's on next Tuesday. It was going to be Leviathan Snakes, but there was a little scheduling detail that we overlooked. So they'll be on a little bit later. Next Tuesday, not sure. On the 10th will be Creation Collective. That's Marks and Cheryl, and they'll be on the show. Great folks that I met vending at the Tampa Repticon. Got to have dinner and hang out with them. Really wonderful people. They'll be on, and we'll hang out with them on the 10th. On the 17th will be Leviathan Snakes. We'll do our second annual goals edition. We'll talk about our goals for 2023. We write them out and kind of hold each other accountable. It's like the show of accountability because goals are one thing, but if you don't hold yourself to them, then, at least you can learn from it if you fail and you acknowledge that you don't make your goals, but you got to follow up on your goals. After that, Robin Marklin will be on at some point coming up soon from Redline Shipping, among many other endeavors. Powerline Morphs will be on. AK Morphs, that's Anna out in Texas. She's going to be on. I'm still working on John from Morph Market. We talk often. I just can't get him to commit to doing the show. How cool would that be to get John Lehman on? John from JD Constriction as well. Same kind of deal. We always we talk fairly often. I'm going to get him on here. I got a crazy busy January. I think I've been telling y'all on the show, my day job. I did get another client, not quite to the extent of the one that I had. So I had to get busy on some music and shows. I'll be vending my very first shows in January on January 14th in Jacksonville, Florida, the Show Me Snakes show. That's a one-day show, Saturday only. I'll be vending at that. The following weekend, a two-day show, Repticon in Orlando. I'll be at the Orlando Repticon for my second show ever. Pretty pumped for that. That is January 21st and 22nd. If you just want to hang out and have some fun, this Friday night, I'll be playing at Finn McCool's Irish Pub here in Jacksonville. January 20th, I'm back at Finn McCool's Irish Pub playing and singing for you. The 27th, I'll be at Hibernia Pub over in Orange Park, Florida, across the river. And then the 28th, the very next day, because I am kind of a dummy, I'll be playing 5 hours away at the Celtic Ray in Punta Gorda, Southwest Florida. All my Southwest and sort of Okeechobee area friends come out to the beach of Punta Gorda, come hang out at the Celtic Ray. It's a really killer pub. I'll be there as well. I think that's it for the announcements and the normal format of the show. I want to thank Gershon for coming on tonight. Those of y'all that haven't met Gershon, I talk nicely about a lot of people, and there are good reasons for that. There's a lot of nice people out there. Gershon was one of the very first people that I connected with when I decided I would start doing a YouTube channel. And then I wanted to take the risk of trying to do one of these live shows. And Gershon extended this offer to me, but he does for hundreds, maybe thousands now, of other people starting out, new breeders. Gershon works so hard to get new names out there. And I mean, I always want you to check out my guests, YouTube and Instagram and all the ways you could support them. But serious, like a lot of us owe Gershon a huge amount for kicking it off for us, man. What a good dude, for the many time return, and which I am thankful as well. Please welcome Gershon back to the Proper Royals stage. What's up, Gershon?
Hello. I wasn't you almost had me over here in tears. Wasn't ready for that.
It was just as heartfelt on my end, man. You do so much for us, and you're always available. You always answer my messages. I asked you to host tonight, and it wasn't even like, what are we going to talk about? When's it going to be? How long is it? It was, yeah, I'll be there, man. Like, it's really cool. And I never want to make people feel awkward, but in a little way, I'm glad that hit you, because I mean it. And I'm happy that it did hit you a little bit.
It's greatly appreciated. It's, I just try to be the change I want to see in the community, the positiveness. I want to see each other helping each other out and continue doing that and helping each other grow. I try to push that out there so I can see it happen in the community that I love and hope to be a part of for a very long time.
Yeah, thank you for doing that and setting that standard in it. And it does show, man. It's I have had people tell me that I make them feel good, or they're happy about the positivity and this and that, which I purposely try and do that. But I mean, it is also sort of how I conduct my life. But I think that was one of the things that drew me to you, because you definitely do that as well. And you put your actions where your mouth is. Tell people about your shows and what you do on your shows. I mean, I gave a little bit of insight, but give us the actual pitch, man.
Okay. So I started a show called Next Up about a year ago, where I brought people on that just started their YouTube channel to try to give them a little bit of a spotlight, help them out. I know how it is just starting the channel, the frustration and not seeing people watch your videos or feeling people are subscribing. So I wanted to give them that little boost, to give them that little, oh, I can do this, because we all need encouragement sometimes. So I love to do that and bring other reptile people on, but I've expanded it to just animal channels in general. So I'm looking for other like cats, dogs, ferrets, hamsters, toads, whatever animal channel that is trying to start up their YouTube. I encourage them to contact me and we can get you on the show. I did have to limit it to one a month.
Okay.
But depending on how many people ask to be on the series, I might expand that to 2 a month. We'll see how that goes, but it's just my way of trying to get people encouraged to do this, because YouTube is a job in itself. People don't realize it's a job in itself doing it, being consistent, making your videos, editing, all that. It's a job, but sometimes you need that little extra push to let you know, hey, you can do this. And it's also a great way to get eyes on our community in a positive way. Like, I try to push positive channels, doing positive stuff, making us look good in the worldwide frame of everything, because we need all the help we can to make sure we keep the things that we like to keep, the different animals we like to keep, the different species, being able to transport them from state to state to country. They're making so many laws to stop us from being able to have these animals that we care about, because a lot of this is out of fear of stuff they don't know and they don't see. So the more eyes we show these animals, how great they are, how well we work with them, how precious they are to us, it might give a different picture to people that are making these rules against us. So that was one of the goals as well.
I think that's awesome. And you're exactly right. I mean, it's got to be normalized, and it's got to be regular. And I've said it before on the show, and I don't partake. It's not my thing. But what the marijuana lobby was able to accomplish over the past 25 years, I think it's a really strong model. And, it went from, Jeff Spicoli memes of stoners to very well-regulated, well-taxed, hospital-grade, clean facilities that can bring a positive side to a community, whether it be in the product itself or in the taxation regulation and decriminalization of, frankly, entire communities. And that's a whole show in and of itself. But I think that every little bit that we can do to where people don't think that every snake is a serpent and, the devil's temptation or whatever, or that, every snake, every ball python that somebody sees is going to take over the Everglades or their local park. They might take over the Everglades, but they're not going to take over the local park, and they can't do it in 99% of the country.
Very true.
And there's ways to regulate it and do it safely. So, but yeah, like I say, on the community personal level, man, I really appreciate what you do. And again, you're so good to me. And you make it seem feasible and achievable to say, all right, I'm going to do this regularly. I'm going to do it consistently. I can be me. I can be in my workspace. Like, this is my first episode ever even having a banner. I
love the banner, the way you zoomed out and everything. That was awesome.
Oh, I finally am like, hey, watch what my nifty camera can do. I can touch it. There it is again. Boom. We'll just leave it that way. I'll just be the fuzzy. As I have more beverage tonight, I'll just make myself fuzzy.
That is really cool. I dig that. I 100%. I was thinking about getting a banner. I'm not sure if I want to vend shows. I like being at shows. I don't necessarily like being stuck behind a table per se. I like to be able to move around a little bit. So I'm still up in the air about vending like shows per se.
So I love the snake part of what we do and the animal and the communication, the community part, but I truly love business as well.
Okay.
So I'm excited to like get in the mix to see what it, you only really get to experience it when you do it. It's one of those kind of things. I think I've prepared for it. I've worked for other people vending shows, but not sold my own snakes. And I want to see. I've still have other, sources of income. So it's not like I really have much to lose other than the overhead of the table and the banner. And I'm in it for a little bit, but I think I did it right. I think I did the banner right. I got the ARS displays. So I'm in it. It wasn't cheap, but I also waited till, my second year of breeding when I had inventory and I've had a little bit of cash flow. So Hey, you hit some cool stuff this year, man. What was your you hit a double recessive you've been working on for a long time, didn't you?
Yes, I hit a double recessive visual and got a codom in it as well. So I hit a albino clown Inchi. He is male. I was hoping for a female to grow up to get some more different recessives in there, but he is a male, so super excited about that. I hit
benefits too. You can work him through other recessives that you got.
True.
You could go for your trips, you know.
True. He will. Hopefully, I will put him to a. Depending on what I get in the next year or two,
right?
I do have a albino G stripe I plan to put to him. Put him to a pied girl to get the triple hats, work on that. But I'm actually gonna slow down on the albino clown project and shrink the number of animals I have in that project and be more precise with it and go more darker morphs, codoms into it instead of necessarily brighter stuff because work on that contrast.
Yep.
That's my goal there.
What are you thinking of putting into it?
Oh, I'm black pastel, black head, possibly Wookiee. I want to work those dark genes into it and see what it looks like. Get down the road, how that contrast will pop on it. I think those are the best way to go with albino itself. They already look amazing with clown, but you're trying to get that pop of albino in there. Even though a lot of people don't like to work with albino anymore, and I understand you got lavender albino out there, you got Candino, Candy, Toffee, Toffino. You got so many different variations of albino out there itself. I'm stuck to the original. I can't. What can I say? I still love it.
Hey, as long as there's some new genes that are always coming out that you can work into it, then albino can still be new too, man.
Exactly.
And it kind of goes circular. I mean, there's a ton of albino stuff out there. We know this, but as people focus on other things, quietly, somebody working in the background could come up with some pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like I love largely unregulated markets because that's how it works. Like the supply and the demand is the truest in largely unregulated markets like ours. Jeremy Bod just always knocking out zingers. I did the one thing I have sold at a show. It was somebody else's, but I did sell Jeremy Bod a probe kit. He was very proud of himself for that comment, I think. It's completely true. I was working with Dale, and he comes up. He's like, "I need a probe kit." I was like, "Okay, yep, I'm your man. I got it for you, man."
I've never used a probe kit. I've never probed a snake. I've always popped. I was terrified of probing them because I was scared I would push it too far in and hurt something. So it just terrified me.
That's how I was on popping. I'm like, man, I'm gonna break this little snake. And one of the first mature male I ever bought has a nub tail from where, and that's not where you would pop it. Somebody closed a tub on it or something on the tail. And he's fine. He's a great breeder, and he's been one of my best studs. But I was like, man, I'm going to mess these snakes up if I try popping them. You know, so I've gotten pretty proficient at popping, but I actually probed before I ever popped, and you can feel it. I mean, if you got to put it's weird to say, you got to put the lube on there. It slides in and out. It's you can feel it when to stop. I would say, and other people are better at it than I am. I would say the size and the width. This is all very awkward. The width of it has more to do with injuring because yes, I mean if you push it too far, you're going to injure the animal, but you can really feel where it's too far. I would think getting the right size right on it is more challenging. But on the babies, you know, fortunately they're easier to pop. But after about a year old, I'm terrible at pop. I can't pop.
Really? Yeah, I have no problem popping adults, subadults, babies. Yeah, I just got used to it because I just practiced it, and I got really used to how I need to have my fingers, how much pressure I need to put on, and relaxing the snake. That's also important. A lot of people have a snake that I'm gonna pop you, and that snake is tense.
Yeah,
and then very difficult. You got to let that snake calm down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe that'll be one of my resolutions for 2023. Because I mean, especially to show, like it's pretty reasonable. You sell a nice high-end snake, somebody's going to want to know for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get that. I do need to say, I got to say hi to Kai. Kai is in the green room, and he's going to come on from Lucas Landon Royals in a minute. Shannon, now don't worry, but Shannon gave me this great shirt, Green Dragon Brokers, and he did give me a medium, so I can actually. I'd say more people send me XLs. Guys, I'm like 140 pounds, man. XL does nothing for me. I can't even sleep in an XL, man. But Shannon's been a really good friend, and we've done some business. But he got me a nice bottle of Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye a couple weeks ago as well. Okay. And I am enjoying the rye tonight. So Shannon, thank you very, very much. Those of y'all that are new watching tonight, I don't generally drink on the show. I kind of try and keep it professional, but it's the end of the year. We're hanging out and we're on vacation. Maybe even if just for 2 hours, we're on vacation tonight. So
just so you guys know, he didn't give me the memo that we could bring drinks. I only got my water. I would have got me some Jack Daniels.
Hang on, we're gonna have Kai on if you got to slip out for a second.
Okay. Because my wife bought me like this giant bottle of Jack Daniels for Christmas. She knows I don't really drink and only have one specific drink I drink.
Yeah,
and she's like, "Here you go."
Nice. So with do you drink Jack straight or on the rocks? Or
I drink it with Coca-Cola on the rocks.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a drinker. I'm a casual sipper.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, when we get going here, feel free to, like I say, just elegantly slide out and back in there with a little beverage of your choice. We might need it for where we're going around. I could be hurting my chances. So those of y'all that are watching, me and Charlie will have our dad joke showdown. But the rule is if one of us laughs, we lose a point. So or the other person gains a point. Excuse me. And whoever has the most points at the end of the night will win. But if we laugh, we lose. That's the showdown right there. Let's bring Kai on. He's been a good friend, I think, to both of us, but certainly to me.
Yes.
From Lucas Landon Royals. What's up, Kai? How are you, man?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Kai.
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you finding it for fun? No. Oh, wait, actually, it's a little bit low. Are you able to turn it up a little bit or lean in?
Oh, it's on my ears.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
If it doesn't work, I can just go and get regular headsets.
No, it's okay. It's good.
Okay.
Kai went Bluetooth tonight. I see you, Kai.
I try. I was here in the same room on one of Justin Kabilka's like Q&A sessions, and there was a ton of echo because I didn't have these on, and then they had to mute me the whole time, and I felt horrible. So I was like, I got to do something better for next time. So what's up, guys?
Not much, man. How have you been?
Pretty good. Tired from all the holiday stuff, but
yeah. How many snakes are you up to that you're caring for right now, man? I know you got a big collection, and one of the things we've talked about before is being able to care for a big collection when there's a lot going on, man. It throws off your schedule.
Yeah, I think there's close to 300.
Wow.
That's all the hatchlings and everything.
Right. Well, so. Right. What was your biggest hit this year? I know you hit your lightning pods, but you've done those before. What are some of the others, man?
I think I just hit BG clowns. I'm not 100% sure yet. I just have to wait a little bit to see because they look a little bit funky. It's not what I was expecting to see. Like the color, the shades are a little bit off. Because usually like the DG, the black is like really, really intense, like very pitch dark black. And then I try to compare what I have to what I see on Morph Market, and there's some variations. So I'm not really sure what I hit. I showed a few of my friends, and they said that it could be Ultramel in there as well because somehow Ultramel and DG or something got mixed. Or I don't know the full story, but I just remember the word Ultramel. So maybe I hit ultra. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool if I hit a triple, but I don't.
No
think so.
kidding. You think you had? Ultramel hets that you just? I mean, you're not the kind of guy to lose track of what's in your breeding.
So the grandfather was purchased as a pastel extreme gene clown, and the grandmother was purchased as a desert ghost 50% het for clown, and she didn't prove out because I paired the grandfather and the grandmother together, and all I got was a bunch of normals and pastels with extreme in there, but I didn't know which ones were extreme and which ones weren't, because half of them were like yellow, and then the other one were like half of them were yellow and the other one were like palish yellow, and I wasn't sure which one's which. So I just kept all the females. And then the male that I purchased to go to those females was a Enchi clown heifer DG. And so I don't really know what I got out of it. So like they're not like many generations of my own production. It's just like the females are one generation from my production.
I see.
And
Yeah.
the male was purchased. I don't know the full history.
Okay.
I mean,
you want to look at them? You want me to take it out and look at it?
Yeah. I mean,
hold on.
Yeah.
What's the line from Pulp Fiction? Like, I don't know if that's an according to Hoyle miracle, but this could be some divine intervention if you got a triple just out of the blue.
Yeah, those are great problems to have, to not know if you hit a triple.
Right. Yeah, these are first world problem. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's a triple. I'm not sure, guys. I'm just kicking back, enjoying life. Maybe it's a triple.
Like, only time that's happened, even closely happened to me, is where I found out that a girl that I produce turned out to be triple het. I bred her back to her father and found out that she was het for albino as well as clown pied. So that was a great moment, but it still doesn't compare to accidentally hit triple visuals.
All right. I don't want to. So first, so let me show you this one. This is definitely just, well, not just, but it's a DG that I produced, I think, last season. It has orange stream, possibly Enchi, possibly yellow belly. But this is what I was expecting in terms of the blacks. See how dark they are, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See how dark they are and how bright the banding is. All right, let me put this one back. So now I'll show you.
Yeah, I have to Google how to do that.
There we go. I figured it out.
Okay.
Now I'll show you.
Drop and drag.
So look how light the blacks are. Right, so this
I see.
Based on the head and the pairing, it's got to be at least pastel Enchi, and I think it's a DG. But you can see how light the blacks are. The yellow areas are still very clean and creamy looking, but the blacks are what's throwing me off. So this is, like I said, the pastel Enchi DG version, maybe something else in it. And then over here we have, just look at the head if you can see. It's very bright. So this doesn't have pastel, at least I don't think so. Based on the eye bands, it's probably Enchi in there as well. But you can see how light and purplish these are, right? And you get my direction is all messed up. What am I doing here?
It's either left to right or right to left.
There you go. Yeah, you got to pretend you're on the weather there, the Weather Channel.
Don't mess me up, guys. You see I do the blushing here?
Yeah, it's almost like a hypo blushing.
Yeah, it's like they're light in color, and that head is really cool.
The head is
okay. So these are visual DGs at the least, and then let me go get the other one that's a clown.
Okay.
Yeah, that head is super orange for. You said it was just Enchi and pastel in there, right? Only codons?
I think so.
And also, it's possibly extreme gene, because I couldn't tell the moms. I couldn't tell. Half of them should be extreme gene, statistically speaking. Half of the females that I kept back should be extreme gene. Half of them should just be regular pastels. So we could have extreme gene in here as well. And if this is the reason why, if extreme gene is making this, then I guess it makes sense. But you can see how creamy the blacks are,
Yeah.
and the yellow that's still very bright. What is mixed? What is Brandon say? Almost has a caramel look. Almost.
Do they have a test for Ultra Mill yet?
Yeah.
When did they do that?
I don't know. So this one is throwing me off because it has the very clean yellows like a DG would have. Again, the blacks are kind of faded out looking, but then the head is not as clean as I would expect. It looks like a pastel DG clown, but if that's the case, then the head should be like pure white, and it's got a little bit of like purpleness to it. So I'm not sure what I got. That's why I don't know. If this is a double visual, that'd be cool. And if this is some other new gene in the world, that would be cool as well.
See, these are the problems I would like to have.
Yeah, all the hard work would have paid off. You just landed the extra gene there. We got Jeremy Warfel in the green room as well. As soon as my my mouse reconnects, I'm gonna there it is. I'm gonna bring him in. Oh, cheers! You got the Heine tonight. The Heineken. There it is. Boom.
We're not sponsored, right? We're not sponsored by Heineken.
Not yet. We can set the brand high for that particular green beer.
Yeah, the green bottle.
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you guys. Hold on, let me back out, Adam, and restart my computer and come back in.
All right, man. Give it a shot.
Something's going on goofy. Nothing's coming through the computer.
So he has the stream going on too, so you can hear the stream.
Yeah, I was going to say the echo is going twice. The ironic part is we hear him twice, and he hears us none. That Kai, let me make your face normal size here again. There we go. I didn't even have my back screen on or anything tonight. I'm getting sloppy.
I was gonna ask you. I was like, "Where's your back screen?" But I didn't know if you were doing something different.
Well, I knew we'd have a bunch of people on, so it'd be kind of broken up anyhow. But
yeah,
I do want it on there. Just for never mind. We'll get there later. The very kind sponsors of the show are not Heineken, but it is Redline Shipping. Use the promo code PROPER5 for an extra $5 off your next shipping label. And then Cold Blooded Cafe, if you use frozen thawed rodents. You're just going to have to watch one of my other videos to see all the reasons why I love them. Fresh frozen animals, very great facilities from a food production standpoint, from my own opinion. And they're great people and always the freshest when I get them. So there you go. Check them out. Kai, what are you going to work on in 2023? What's your big banging pairing you're going after? Out of
more DG clowns, that's for sure. Hold on, let me think. DG pies. DG pies. That's what I'm going for.
Very cool. And then so you could work DG into your lightning pie project though too. Down the line?
Yeah. I'm trying to work DG into Exantics first because I have double heads. They're just not breeding for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the double visual Exantic DGs first, and then I'll work that with either pair those to hypo pies or DG pies down the line. But that's way down the line.
Yeah, that's generations. I get it. But it's fun to think about though, right? Like it's fun to be like, oh, I can do that now in 7 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's try Jeremy again. How about
I'm good now. I can hear you guys.
No echo. Nice. I don't know if you heard the joke. We could hear you 2 times and you couldn't hear us at all. It was echo. You had an echo going too.
I heard it through the replay on this. That's why I was like, is it because I'm backstage? I can't hear what's going on the front stage or what? And then when you brought me on, it's like, okay, now something's completely goofed.
How have you been, Jeremy? It's been a little while since we hung out too.
Been doing good, dude. Doing good. I've got snakes locked up, pairing, eggs due to drop. season's kicking off really, really rapidly here.
Good, man. And you've been vending some as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I've vended 2 shows so far. Basically sold out of all my hatchlings just at the shows. I have 3 sitting in the rack still, and that's
Cool.
it.
Nice.
So for all the Doomsday crew out there, what are you seeing selling at the shows or on yours? I mean, was it the whole spectrum, or do you have mostly, cheaper end, or what'd you feel?
It was all $500 stuff and below.
Okay.
Like basically all pet quality stuff. Or I say pet quality, like more your animals that went to more pet people.
Yeah.
Is what it went basically. I mean, granted, there was Het Clown stuff. There was some Het DG stuff that went out. I still have a Het DG male, a Het Clown female, and a Het Clown male sitting in the racks yet.
Yeah. How many did you move? 10, 15, 20?
8, 9. I'm gonna say like 12 or 13 total.
Nice.
I mean,
Like 2 shows.
That's a nice little pop right there,
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That'd be nothing to shake a, Yeah, that's a nice upgrade for the facility, or an investment animal, or an ultrasound. I know you worked hard to get that, man.
Yep,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Between the YouTube channel and like the super chats and stuff during live streams, and what I made at my last show is basically what kicked it into high gear with the ultrasound. It's like, you know what? I'm just making that plunge. And I'm glad I did already.
Yeah. I know that you were posting about that. And you, those people that don't know, Jeremy has his own live show on Sunday nights, and then YouTube channel as well, and Instagram, of course, also, man.
Yep. I mean, ultrasound's a game changer, dude. Like, just being able to see where the follicles are at and development wise.
Yeah.
You pinpoint when to stop throwing your males are in, or when you need to get that last lock in. Like my Xanthic girl, I ultrasounded her, what was it, 2 weeks ago? It was right after I got the ultrasound. I guess it would have been like 2 weeks ago. Saw that she was at like smack on the dot 30 mil follicles. As soon as the male that was going to her shed out, I threw him in with her. They locked up for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm happy that's the last time he's going to see her. We're golden on that. I ultrasounded her today just because 30 mil seems to be like that point where they either go past and ovulate, or they start going downhill from there.
Yeah.
She's at 38. So I'm looking at, I should be seeing an ovulation here within, like, I'm going to say the next week, hopefully.
Yeah, she's not going backwards on that then, man.
No.
That's nice. And then like you're in Pennsylvania, I'm in Florida. Your temperatures got colder sooner than mine did, so you're probably farther along. Like tomorrow I pair on Wednesdays. By Friday night or Saturday morning, I separate them. Sunday nights I feed. They eat for, they rest for 2 days. So that's kind of my rotation. But tomorrow is my really big first, or my first really big pairing. I've paired a few, but from Jesse from Musical Pythons came and ultrasounded all my girls for me. So assuming they were all building and not retracting, tomorrow was kind of the timing for a whole lot of them. So I'll have 8 or 12 that I'll pair together in the morning, and 20 altogether this year. So I'm excited for that.
Nice. I think I've got like 11 pairings going on this season. 11, cool. Yeah, 11. Now the one, she's due to lay January 9th, and that's a double het DG Xanthic pairing. So everything's gonna be double hets, but you guys all know how much I love my Xanthic stuff. Especially you probably see it more than anybody.
I can't do anything with yours. I went the VPI route long before I ever knew you. So, and you're on the TSK, is that correct?
Yeah, I love my TSK stuff.
Yeah. Hey, one thing we got in common, maybe I'll even pull it out. How is your Super Enchi Partho baby doing?
She just shed, dude, like 2 weeks ago. She's looking good.
How I'm going to pull this one out here.
Yeah, I'll get mine here.
Kai, you have what line of Xanthe do you have?
VPI.
Okay.
Yeah. I always say lightning pies in my videos.
I know some people are like, it's not true lightning pod if it's not whose line is it?
MJ.
MJ, yeah.
Oh, I was even wrong.
The funny thing is there was another MJ line way back, probably even before VPI, and then it just disappeared. It was also called MJ, which is confusing. and then it popped up again in Marcus Jane's collection. Not again. I mean, just it popped up in his collection and has the same abbreviated name. MJ.
How long did that take for it to like resurface, kind of thing?
It didn't. I don't know if it's resurfacing. I'm just saying, like, there was a really old one that was also called MJ, and then Marcus Jane had in his collection an Xanthic, and he also happens to have the same name, same letters in his name, MJ.
Yeah,
just a coincidence.
Huh. So these two snakes are siblings, and they were produced by Jeremy Bod, and he's convinced that they are Partho because there was only the mother had Enchi, and there was no other Enchi that or anything from the father that would produce these snakes. And it was sort of a saga of whether they would live, and second, whether he would sell them. And then the day that he listed it, I saw it on Instagram, and Jeremy had commented, "Ooh, I might want." Jeremy Warfel had commented, "Ooh, I might want that." And because I knew him, I was like, I messaged him. I was like, "Are you going to buy this or not? Because if not, I'm going to buy it." And he was like, "Okay, I'm going to buy it." And I was like, "Damn, I wanted that snake." And
I wish I didn't ask him.
I wanted it. And then at the last Repticon, Jeremy Bod comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, did you still want that last? These are the only two that survived. Did you still want that last Partho Enchi?" I said, "Yeah, man. I think she'd be a cool pet at the very least. And let me check her out." And they look so neat, man. And the head stripe, they just don't look anything like any Super Enchi I've ever seen. And so we worked out a deal, and it finally came around that I got mine. Jeremy, yours is huge, man. She's doing great.
Dude, she's over 400 grams.
Look at
she's
that,
like,
man.
I think 450, something like that.
Yeah. She looks fantastic. Yeah, look at the head stamp on yours. So mine has a little connection on the head, but yours is completely.
See, yours though is the one that I was hoping he was the one I was hoping he would let go.
Oh,
but
funny.
When he released this one, I was like, you know what, beggars can't be choosers. He's just holding that other one back. But I actually love the one that you have because she's actually a little bit brighter, I think.
Oh, could be. It could be, man. She I've only had her for maybe a month or so. I think I've only fed her 2 meals. But she's settling in. She's doing really well. And as you guys can see, she's sweet. There's not many snakes on mine that I pull out at nighttime, just because they're so conditioned to eat at night. But she is calm and chill. She's got a little bit of a pudgy body, like pudgier and not fat, like just her body shape. So I don't know if she had a little developmental something different or what. But I really like this snake, and it's a cool story of our community for my 2 cents. So it makes me happy.
It was funny because when I saw Jeremy's post, I was waiting on a dump truck to come back from dumping a load of blacktop. And I thought, well, I'm just going to hop on and see, what's going on Instagram.
Right.
And I saw like 50 or 60 people already liked it. I thought, well, that snake's gone already. There's no way this thing's still available. And then about, like Adam said, not even 5 minutes after I sent Jeremy the message, Adam's like, "It's either you or me, dude. Who's getting it?"
Well, and when I messaged Jeremy Bod, he was like, "I'm not getting in the middle of it. Whichever you give me money." And I was like, "Oh, I want to just send." I was like, "All right, I'm not going to do it." And truthfully, I hadn't had the conversation with my wife and that stuff. I was like, "All right, let me check with Jeremy Warfel and see what the plan is." And he was like, "All right, I'm going to get it." That decided it. I was like, "Oh, darn it. There it is."
See, I danced on dangerous turf. I didn't have that conversation with my wife.
That's right.
I figure I went with the old Danny Danny from DTMG's, method of it's easier to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah. Well, look at this. Jeremy says now there's something else in the mom. Jeremy, you have the link. You got to pop on. What? You can't just be like, oh, by the way, there's something else in the mom.
See, Chris thinks that there's cryptic in the mix.
I thought that it was.
I have talked about that snake several different times, and he thinks that there's cryptic in the mix.
Yeah, I always kind of liked it for cryptic or krypton myself when I first saw it, but I don't know anything about Parthos, so But yeah, if the mom was it couldn't be krypton. It would have to be cryptic. Yeah, it could be a visual.
Super Anchi cryptics.
Yeah,
Chris? He'll swear on it, dude. He will swear by it that there's cryptic in that pairing.
Yeah,
mix with it. That
was kind of my first question or first impression, because it almost has a spidery look to it, man, which is kind of cool too.
She's unique. I've never seen a Super Anchi look like what ours have turned out to be.
Yeah,
so there is something.
And Jeremy now says, yeah, well, I sold the mom.
L&M asked me about if I do asphalt. I do have, I'm waiting on my results to find out if I have asphalt. It's been 2 months. Actually, I think it's over 2 months. No, it's probably right about 2 months. And I still have not got my genetic test back yet.
I think he was asking about the day job.
Day job. I do. I get driveways ready for a blacktop, driveways and parking lots. So I don't do the blacktopping itself. I do all the prep work.
Which Jeremy? The Jeremy on the show for L&M. Yeah, Chris is standing by it. He's certain of it. Hey, speaking of good people, guys, check out BNS Reptilia. Chris and I have done business over the past. But starting in January, you'll see his company have a pretty big presence on the channel. He's been a great supporter of me and kind of re-upped with me in 2023. So I'll roll that out in January. But Chris, thank you so much, man. And I appreciate all the support, man.
Chris
is a big supporter of my channel as well. He sponsors episodes. Basically, we have a nonstop partnership. Put it that way.
Chris sponsors my next up series this coming up season. He's sponsoring it for the first 6 months, I believe. He's sponsoring it with Coco. So Chris is great. He's great for the community. I'm still trying to get him on YouTube. I'm trying to get him to start his channel, but he's fighting me. But we're gonna get it done one of these days.
Man, that's awesome. Well, Gershon, one of the last conversations, and I won't get too much into it, but I know that you were working on some of the sponsorship opportunities. Guys, if you want to get your brand out to a lot of people, I know Jeremy and Gershon both are happy to work with sponsors and promotion, as am I, although I'm fairly full and happily so. I'm very thankful for what I have with mine. So, but yeah, it's always a great way to get your name out and bring benefit to the creators out there that are publishing content or doing the live shows. We got Charlie in the green room. I'm gonna bring him in. You guys want to hang out and kind of help judge with Gershon on the face off tonight?
Yeah, why not?
All right, cool. Because like Charlie and I's goal is that we don't laugh. Like that's how we lose, is if we laugh. But we don't want to just have a silent room, hopefully we're putting on a good show here, right? I'm going to figure out, hang on, here's a good time for me to practice. I'm going to figure out how to make the person who's telling the joke the big face.
Big person, the
big face. Okay, all right.
I guess I'm following the joke.
You're up, Kai, go. Okay, I got that.
Go.
And then I can.
Champ is here.
Geez, he's already talking. He's one of the John
Champ is here.
I'm
ready. My style is ridiculous. My poker face is impregnable. I'm ready to
get
go.
the laps out before we start the show here. Charlie, how you been, man?
I'm good. I got a holiday hangover going on here in so many ways, but
that's fantastic. As you should. Generally, well, I was going to say generally don't have a hangover if things are terrible, but either they're really good or really horrible when you have a hangover. Usually, like there's nothing in the middle. So I hope it's on the good side.
No, yeah, it's on the good side. Just a lot of stuff with it, family, new job, a lot of stuff going on. And then I did catch a little cold over the weekend, but we're recovered. We're ready to go for this thing. So
hey, a little whiskey will knock it out in no time, man.
Right. I'll confirm nor deny if there's bourbon in with this hot tea to keep my voice on. So
perfect. That is what we're talking about. So that means the jokes will flow tonight. They will flow. Gershon, you're going to be playing the role of, speaking of somebody that we lost in 2022, Judge Mills Lane. Like, you got to give us the rules of the fight ahead of time, keeping it clean,
okay.
And, protecting ourselves at all times.
Yep. So the rules of the fight, I blinked. Wait, no, I got the rules. So the game is...
rules.
We have very few rules. Some might get added during the show. We'll see what happens.
It's in your hands now, man. You're running it. You are for the until this is over. You're running it, man.
Okay.
So if we can add rules as this goes, Gershon, is this like that game I saw on Big Daddy that's called I Win, where no matter what?
Oh yeah, that's a good game. I played that with my daughter. She won every time. So we have joke off, basically dad jokes.
What'd you call me?
Are they supposed to be just dad jokes?
Are they supposed to be what?
Are they supposed to be just dad jokes, or is it jokes in compass?
A little dad joke theme with a reptile. Hopefully,
okay.
You can't
dad
just
joke light.
Yeah, you can't just be going, telling jokes about a squirrel. I mean, what good is that going to do in our world?
Gotcha.
You're going to come here for squirrel jokes, man.
Dad/reptile joke adjacent. That's what we're trying to say.
There we
Jason,
So after the joke is told, whichever two of you laugh, even if you told the joke and you laugh, the other portion gets a point. How many points are we going up to?
Well, it'll be 10 rounds, so we each get 10 jokes that we'll go back and forth on. I would say if we laugh anytime, not after the joke, like you laugh.
Oh, even in the middle of telling the joke?
Oh, yeah, you keep a track of it, man.
Okay.
I'm tallying this up.
Well, hey, Gershon is he is the judge, man. He's the one.
I'll let Jeremy can be the scorekeeper. I'll be the judge of laughs. Jeremy's the judge of scorekeeping. Kai, you can judge if it was a good joke. So
Kai could give the analytical. He could be like the color guy. He'd be like,
color commentary.
Bounce outside on that one there.
Everybody gets a job.
Okay.
All right.
I have a new model for my podcast. I do nothing. I bring people on, and I learned that from Chris Eaton this year. Have everybody else do your marketing for you.
This is very true. Very true.
Just ask Stephen and Courtney. Hey, congratulations, guys, by the way. All right, so we have a few minutes. We promised it would be at the top of the hour, so we're just going to enjoy ourselves for a moment. We'll continue our discussion. Did Stephen and Courtney say who they were going to bring on as the 15 Minutes of Lame guest on their show? So they won. They get their full episode of Snakes and the Fat Man.
Okay. And do they get a nominate a guest for the 15 minutes?
I believe that's how it works. Yeah, I think they get to choose who's going to come on for their 15-minute slot during their episode.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we'll have to see when that unveiling is, figure out who's the next up. Mm-hmm. Charlie, what additions you got for 2023? What's on your list of purchases, man?
Purchases for 23? Ooh.
Brandon Nixon Rectiles. How cool is that?
Nice.
There we go. That's awesome. Brandon's awesome too. So
Brandon is awesome.
So now that we're talking about Leviathan and Brandon, well, and Kai's here too. So, but I'll say this: one of the major things I'm looking at for 23 is probably getting into the Sunset Project.
Oh,
That
there
would
you go.
be different. I may add a little more of the same. We're doing a lot of DG G-stripe clown and DG G-stripe clown stuff coming for this year. Mostly hets. We do have 1 or 2 shots at a visual all the way up to quad actually, but it's like a really long shot. But a couple decent shots at doubles into the possible triples are not terrible odds, like 132, stuff like that. So, but yeah, the one new thing that I would be looking to add is probably sunset. So.
Nice. Kai, what about you? You adding any new jeans this year? No, you got plenty.
I'm sorry. I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm actually looking at a dwarf retix right now, so it's not.
Oh,
wow. Okay, a whole new species. Do you have any retics or not?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Not okay. So it's
really hard. It's really hard because I go on Morph Market and you see all these percentages, but when you ask them to prove the bloodline, because that's the most important part, because anything that is 50% or above can be considered dwarf or super dwarf, right? And you ask them, how did you get to the 50%, like, or 62 or whatever percentage it is, and they'll say, oh, well, the mom is this and the dad is that, and they're like, how do you know the mom is this and the dad is that? And they're like, so when you try to ask them to prove that the bloodline, it kind of like gets to a point where it's like, I don't know anymore, you know.
I don't know anything about retics, but the trust in the buyer or the trust in the seller is the common thread that we can all understand on that, though.
Yeah. And like, again, you just have to find somebody who you can trust, somebody who like Derek Hardall from Reach Out Reptiles. You know, you can see that he has his whole tree and everything. It's all online, and you can, when he gives you an animal, it comes with a ID. You can look up the ID and you can find the whole family tree and stuff like that. It's very expensive, and he doesn't always have everything. You know, like it's towards the end of the year, so he's pretty much tapped out at this point. So I'm just waiting for the right opportunity. But yeah.
Nice. Retic. Yeah, I don't think there'll be a day where my wife will stand for a retic in the house. I don't know.
Well, if you get a dwarf,
what's that?
If you get a dwarf retic or a super dwarf retic, they're not that much bigger than a ball python.
Huh.
So
I didn't realize that. Oh, you know what?
A super dwarf is like a female. You know, like females are bigger than males. So a super dwarf female, depending on the locality, might get like 10 feet.
Okay.
But they're much skinnier and more slender. And if they're curled up, it's kind of like a dinner plate size. So it's almost like the same size. From a weight standpoint, I think it's like a large female ball python. It's not what you can compare it to. Because ball pythons are fat and girthy and thick.
They'd be kind of like a coastal carpet, I think, size-wise.
Yeah, it's like a carpet.
Oh, really? Oh, they don't have such a heavy body structure as a ball python, then, huh? Huh.
Yeah, they're more slender. So, like, it's nothing like a mainland that can get like 16, 20 feet.
Yeah, I forgot they're illegal in Florida anyhow. Not that stops some people, but I don't. If I'm gonna push breaking the law, I'll do it on something other than a. I'm not saying what, but I'm saying I might if it would be something else.
What's your dream reptile that you would want to get?
Honestly, the ball pythons, man. I'm still like in awe that I'm doing this, that it's happening, that it's sustaining itself, and that there's a horizon to keep going on it. Man, if you had told me, even in my wildest dreams a year and a half ago, that I don't know, I don't even know exactly how many animals I have now, 85, 90, somewhere in there, that I had 90 ball pythons right now, I would absolutely laugh in your face. Like, I joked with Kelly on Christmas Day. I was getting snake inquiries. I was like, hey babe, remember when we lived in North Carolina and I bought a banana ball python? What if I told you we would live in Florida, the garage would be converted, I would work at home from the garage, and while I was doing restaurant consulting, I would, clean tubs all day and be the happiest dude in the world? And she was like, 0% chance. Commit you to an asylum for saying that. Yeah, and she's great. She's supportive of it all, but it's I'm blown away. No, I think other reptiles are cool, but the learning curve to get it right, I want to put that effort into ball pythons, man. Like that's me right now.
Cool, man.
I love it. I want to build on that positivity some. Can we stop the reptile recession talk? This works. This really, if you do it right and you listen to some people, I'm blown away. Like I'm in the same boat. Like never would have thought we'd be starting this up. You know, my family, I've gone through this story on a couple of different podcasts. I won't kill everybody with that story again, but I never would have thought again. We're sitting on, we were up at 80 at one point this year, but a lot of that was inventory. We're down below 70 again now. I never would have thought that it really does work. If you listen to people who know, you pay attention, you get in the right projects, you make smart investments. This does work. It's not a joke. It's not a get rich quick scheme. There's work involved, but there's money to be made here. It works, and it's fun too. I mean, that's a really important key to it. So, I think we just need to keep that message going and let people know. It takes work. It's not easy, but it does work.
I completely
that's
agree.
the thing that you said is like it is fun and you have to like it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, it doesn't matter how much money you get. You just
You can't do it just for money. That's not going to work, and it's not because it's not a get rich quick scheme. But there's money to be made here. This works.
Yeah, and you got to figure it out. It's like you can listen to all the people, but there's so many opinions out there. You'll realize that there were the right opinions that you heard, and then there were tons of wrong opinions that you heard. But I agree. It can be at the very minimum sustainable, and if you stay at it long enough, you're going to pop out some eye-popping things. And we didn't get specific, but Charlie, it really stuck in my mind. We were talking at one point a little bit of business, and you had said, Adam, you talked about kind of a number you need to hit for a month, and you were like, man, my wife and I just came to the realization that we're kind of doing that on average as well. Like it's a great hurdle where you're like, this just went from a burden to an asset. Like how much? Maybe only a penny, but it went from a liability to an asset. And man, like that's a cool thing. So
that flip, for us, we're coming up on the 2-year mark, but that flip on the average monthly revenue covers the average monthly expenses was a huge milestone for us and super exciting. Now it doesn't touch the capital investments I keep making, but we have a plan this year and a budget to dial that back, and they should cross over in the next 1 year or so to where it's more reinvestment than personal capital investment, and the tide would turn at that point. But the revenue covers the expenses. I'm excited about that. That's a huge milestone for any business.
Right. Any business. Exactly right.
True.
Yeah.
So question for you guys, besides snakes being revenue, have you looked into other sources of revenue to be able to come in from the hobby itself? Because that's what I'm doing right now. Besides just the snakes, YouTube is also a revenue source that I'm working on building up. Working on the shirts because I'm terrible at getting shirts made and stuff like that. But I just wanted to pick your, because I'm still learning the business aspect of this. Like I'm still fully learning that on top of social media and the animals themselves.
So I looked at it some. Those of y'all that watch the show know I've been told I'm stingy, if not a little bit of cheap, and that's okay. I have a strong line of what I won't cross, and debt is one of them. So if I go too far over the debt line, I make sure that I have to earn that back before I spend any more, which puts a cap on things. And to Charlie's point about the revenue, the cash flow covering the expenses was very, very important to me. So Gershon, the long answer is I worked really hard on, you could raise revenue or you can lower expenses. That's one way to get to even. It's not one way to get profitable. You can only lower expenses so much and you still got to make some money at some point. But I lowered my overhead through advertising and through YouTube. And then one thing I'm working on actively, and I have not figured it out, other than every relationship is different. So I know that there's a relationship out there that I was trying to get in on it. It looks like it'll either be down the line or I'm going to have to take another path. where a wholesale distributor fronted somebody's dry goods inventory and they sell that and then they split the profits. So the person that's buying the inventory doesn't have to do the work, but the person doing the work doesn't have to bear the burden of shelling out the X number of thousands of dollars for the inventory. I think that's a neat opportunity, but who's going to run you credit like that? I don't know. I haven't found anybody to do it for me, so I don't have that answer. The other thing is looking at companies like the various cocoa blocks. I know that Chris does a lot with that. There's various companies that do the tongs and the tub scrapers and the dry goods. And Gershon, I'll talk to you off the air. I got some contacts. If that were to be like, for me, if I could pay cover my overhead. So if I go to a show and I don't sell any snakes, I at least want to figure out a way to cover my overhead.
Exactly. So
dry goods could do that. I might not get rich on dry goods, but I could break even and not be cutting into the home money kind of deal, which I have a pretty strong line on the home money. And I know other people have opinions on that, but that's just from me. So that's my only insight. Jeremy, you do any dry goods when you vend?
I don't. I have like some of the merch stuff. I have like shirts and hoodies and stuff that I've tried to push. I've sold some, but it's not a super consistent thing. Like I've got a box upstairs full of different sizes. I did have some people that support the channel order them from me, and I ship them off. But other than that, basically my alternate source of income, other than the snakes, is the YouTube stuff. And as you know, I mean, YouTube pays a little bit, but it's not a whole heck of a lot. I mean, basically, for me anyway, my big boost with YouTube is the super chats. Yeah. And then YouTube takes 30% roughly of whatever you get super chatted.
That's what people don't know. The money they give you on YouTube, that before Uncle Sam touches it, YouTube takes theirs, man. You're going to pay the man on YouTube. So what about your channel membership? How's that going?
I have 4 members, 3 or 4. I know John from Inkwiline's one of them.
Yeah.
Paul from Large Marge Morphs is one.
Oh, cool. Paul's a good dude.
Ashley Nikita from Pit Stalkers. There's one I'm missing. I apologize to that one person. Heads and Tails.
Oh, there you go.
Also one as well. It started off really slow, and it still is really, really slow. I think part of it is because how can I put it? Like, I guess I don't have that experience behind me to really draw people in yet, I guess is the way to put it. It's more people that are just out there trying to support the channel, saying, hey, thanks for your time that you put into everything, is basically what it's at.
You know what, though? I think, just my 2 cents, I haven't done it, so I'm just a guy with an opinion. I think it's like starting a YouTube channel. When you first started, it was people that wanted to help you out. Hey, he's been good. I'll click on it. And then you get good at it. And you learn. And everything takes the, everything takes the effort.
No, I agree. Like, I think the one thing is I've got to, because you have different tiers. Like, I have 3 separate tiers. And each tier has its own set of perks. One tier is basically just like I call it like a support tier. It's like $2.99, something like that. But it you get stickers and some keychains and stuff. Like a month or 2 into it, I forget how I have it set up. But then like the next tier up, you get like after 6 months, you get like a free shirt. Like each thing comes with its own set of perks. And the top tier, you get first access to animals, you get discounts on animals. Members only live stream, which anybody that's on here that is a member, if you guys are watching, I'm going to be messaging you guys and giving you the date and time for our live for this month. I know it's really cutting it at the end. This month's like just flown past me. But I think I just had to fine tune some of the stuff to really draw more people into wanting to be a part of it and be active with it.
Yeah, well, and you're going to find what works and what hits and what doesn't, and it's the same with our shows and our guests and all of that.
Yep.
I think the natives are getting restless.
Yeah,
Charlie, are you ready? Gershon, are you ready?
Yes, let's get to it. Let's definitely get to it.
Well,
we gotta do a coin toss for who goes first, or how's this go?
Well, I was going to give you the honors. I'm the home team, so I was going to give you the opportunity here.
Go first, or can I defer?
Let me get the. No, it's your call. You can do what you would like. I'll give you that option. I got to figure out how to get the screen right for a minute here. Okay, here we go. It's your option. So you won the coin flip essentially for as the visiting team. Would you like to go first, or would you like to defer?
I'd like you to go first and warm us up.
Wow. All right. So
and that's my last laugh.
I will tell you, hailing from Jacksonville, Florida, with some comedic pythons on the biceps here. When you get warmed up here, I got my Magic Dragon, Green Dragon Broker's shirt on.
I'm glad you mentioned Florida.
All right. So we're ready for this will be round one.
Just trust me.
Adam going first. Adam's going first. So whenever you're ready, Adam, go ahead.
All right. Let me tell you, all the laughter's done. Hope you're look at me, Charlie. Look at me. I'm gonna dig into the database right here. See what I did there? Hey, Charlie, what's the difference? How do you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
How?
One says, "See you later." The other says, "After a while."
So bad. All right.
Gershon.
All right. Yeah, you guys are
How about if Gershon laughs, he has to take a drink.
coming in with the heat early, Adam.
Well, I gotta go get a drink first. I gotta go get my drink. Let me see if I can get my wife. Well, she doesn't know how to make it that well. Well, I shouldn't say that on live TV. She doesn't watch this. It's totally fine. No one knows her either.
All right.
Anyway, we're interrupting. Round one, continue. Adam had his joke.
Oh man, that was close. You almost had me there, Gershon. Like you gotta leave the comedy to Charlie, okay?
Do we
points on your stuff?
You guys can't laugh when does it count when we talk to you?
The game is on, man. If Charlie laughs, I get a point. That's all. I
don't care how he laughs. Good to know. Charlie, whenever you're ready.
Why did the Burmese python cross the road?
Charlie, why did the Burmese python cross the road?
To get to the chicken on the other side.
Not bad. You almost got me there. All right.
All right, that's the end of round one. Still 0-0. Adam, are you ready for round two?
I am. Charlie, what did the royal family name their new ball python?
What did they name him?
Sir Pent.
All right. Okay. No, seriously. Why did the Burmese python cross the road?
Wow. Why did the Burmese python cross the road?
Because the road was in Florida.
We have a point.
Point for Charlie.
In round two. Into round two, it is 1 Charlie, Adam 0. Ready for round three, Adam? Go.
Charlie, why are snakes so hard to fool?
Why are snakes so hard to fool, Adam?
Because they got no legs to pull.
That was close. And that's a laugh.
Got it. Oh, man, that's bad. That was really bad. That's so bad. Okay. I want to apologize to Florida for my last joke, actually. All right. Maybe I'll donate $1 to USR. But, Adam, you're in Florida, right? You said?
Yeah,
You guys have those little lizards everywhere? What are they?
we do.
Those little lizards. What are they called?
Anoles?
Yeah, see, a knoll about Florida.
I don't want to hear that my joke was bad.
Oh,
That's another laugh. That's another point for Adam. All right.
Your own joke, yeah, Charlie.
That's the end of round 3, right? Yeah. Going to round.
That was 2.
That was 2. Going to round 3.
No, we're on round 4.
That's what I thought so.
All right.
Oh, I'm screwed
Round
up.
4. Jeremy, you're terrible at scorekeeping and round keeping right now. Okay.
Well,
All right, Adam, go ahead.
You had After a While, See You Later. You had Serpent, and you had No Legs. So we're on number 4 here. What? Hey, Charlie, what did? Well, look at me. What did the ball python order at the Chinese restaurant?
What did he order at the Chinese restaurant?
Pork pied rice.
I don't like that one.
All right, one more chicken joke. Just one more. And then I'm done with the chicken jokes, all right? What do you get when you cross a chicken and a ball python?
What do you get when you cross a chicken and a ball python?
Your focus. Stay with me here, Adam. A foul ball.
Yeah. Got it. Little baseball joke in there. Didn't see it coming.
That's the end of round 4. Adam, are you ready for round 5?
I am. What, Charlie? What did the ball python order at the bistro? At the gourmet bistro?
What did he order at the gourmet bistro?
Ratatouille.
I'm sweating over here. Try not to laugh, by the way. I'm just gonna say that. Like, oh, got me. All right. Where was it? Did you hear the one about the 30-foot retic?
No, I did not hear the one about the 30-foot retic.
Well, it's a long one. That's it. That's the whole joke.
Yeah, it's a laugh.
That's the whole joke.
All right, that's another one for Charlie. Are we tied now? We're tied 2-2.
2-2.
Oh, I got two laughs out of Charlie so far.
Yes. Technically,
I've been in the zone keeping it. I thought I was way behind. Okay.
All right, round 6.
You know, I got to say, there's something to the ones that just hit hard and fast. You know, like I like a well crafted joke, but at the end of the day, boom, the ones that hit hard are just where it's at. Charlie, how do you get a rat to leave the room?
How do you get a rat to leave the room?
You cut.
That's a laugh.
There's no joke out.
Charlie gets another point.
You cut the cheese.
Charlie laughed.
You still scream.
Yeah.
Charlie, did you still laugh?
Yeah. I'm coughing.
Okay, as a judge, I'll take it as a cough.
Yeah. All right. Reagan complained the other day I wasn't letting her handle the ball pythons enough. She said, "Dad, don't be such a ball hog."
Another sports joke. We're going.
Yeah, I admit that these are bad. They get worse as they go. It's only going to get worse from here.
All right, round 7.
Charlie, what do you call a pied with no eyes?
What do you call a pie with no eyes?
Ped.
I'm not gonna laugh. I'm not gonna do it.
A spelling joke right there. A little spelling joke for everybody.
That's rough. Yeah, because I kind of thought I might feel that one coming, but I wasn't sure. All right. I'm not even gonna tell you my next joke. You know why?
Why not, Charlie?
My next ball python joke really bites.
That's a laugh. So now we're at Charlie has 4 now, right?
Oh man.
4-2.
4-2. Is it 3? No, 4-2. You're right. 4-2.
4-2.
All right.
I really put some.
I gotta make a confession. Hold on 1 second. One of those was a laugh. It wasn't a cough. You could score it. I feel
All right.
guilty.
We're back 4-3 now because Charlie is a good sportsman.
It was a laugh, 100%.
Very admirable, Charlie.
All right.
4-3. Beginning of round 8. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just finished the 7th inning stretch there. I got, I don't know if I save my best ones for last or my worst ones for last, but these I put some effort into. You got to stick with me on some of these. But I kind of got a safety one too that I think would be a. We'll see. Maybe there'll be a maybe we have to go into overtime. We'll see. I swear I didn't plan that.
But overtime joke ready.
Better not laugh. Okay. What do you call a psychic hatchling that escapes?
What? What?
It doesn't even matter. You laugh. You laugh before you even got to the
What I call it? A psychic hatchling that escapes? What?
What do you call a psychic hatchling that has escaped?
What?
A small medium at large.
And that's a laugh on Adam. So there's 2 points there.
Well, Adam did have it tied up until then.
He did.
Oh, man.
All right, Charlie, go ahead.
All right. So yesterday I was cleaning tubs, went to put a ball python back, got distracted, and completely missed the tub. I guess you could say I really dropped the ball on that one.
Ooh, nice. I see the work you put into it. I like it. This is a little holiday joke. What did Joe Exotic say when somebody asked him to sing Silent Night?
What did Joe Exotic? Did you say what did he say when someone asked him to sing Silent Night?
That's correct.
Okay, what did he say?
He said, "I would, but I hate carols."
That's actually really good. That's actually really, really good.
Pretty solid. I stole
That's
that one.
good.
I didn't write
I really
that.
like that. I really appreciate a good Tiger King joke.
I wish I had. I that one got a little cereal out of my nose that morning when I read that one.
Oh man. What round are we on here?
This is
the bottom of 9.
This is bottom of 9.
Oh, did you know playing music really helps your picky eaters to get going?
I'm sorry. The internet lag. Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Did you know that playing music really helps your picky eaters to get going?
No, I did not know that music helps them to get going on eating.
You know what kind?
No, what kind?
Rap music.
Rap?
That's a stretch. That one's a stretch.
Rap music?
Rap.
Okay.
Rap. Let's move on. If I gotta explain it.
All right, the last round, round 10. Score is Charlie 5, Adam 4. There we go. So Adam, gotta hit big this one. Gotta hit big.
I just want to remind everybody, for the record, I offered that Charlie could go last so that he didn't have to go after this joke. I need y'all to stick with me on this one here, okay? Charlie, have you heard the one about the snake that walked into a bank?
No, I have not heard the one about the snake that walked into a bank.
All right, well, get comfy. It's a little story. So Snake walks into the bank and he goes up to the teller and she's got her name is Whack, Mrs. Whack, and he says I need a mortgage, and she says that's interesting. She says, well, you gotta fill out the application. What's your name? And he says, well, my name is Jake. And she says, You're not Jake the Snake. He goes, no, I'm not Jake the Snake. I was named after Jake the Snake, after the wrestler, pro wrestler. But actually my name is Jake Jagger. Mick Jagger is my dad. And the teller goes, Mick Jagger's your dad? And he goes, yeah, he had a fling with a snake. I'm het for human. And she doesn't really know what all that means. And she says, look, this is all very, very bizarre, Jake Jagger. You got any sort of collateral? Like if we're gonna give you this mortgage? And the snake, he reaches his arm into his little snake blue jeans, and he pulls out this little polished elephant, and he says, yeah, my dad got this for me when he was on tour in Thailand, and he says, this is the collateral I would like to offer. And she says, her name's Patty. Patty says, I don't know what this is. I got to go talk to the bank manager. And she goes and says to the bank manager, do you know what this is? And the bank manager, he takes the little polished elephant and he says, that, he looks at it and he says, that's a knick-knack, paddywhack. Give the snake a loan. His old man's a rolling stone.
Oh, man, that's long. Oh. I'm trying really hard not to laugh too at Ken from Primal Scales comment. Almost got me.
Yeah. Almost got me too.
Oh,
Adam, you can't laugh. That's a laugh.
All right. I'll tell the story of that joke later.
Point for Charlie.
all right. That was a long setup. I do like the whole how it tied together at the end, but I can't laugh at him.
Part of the comedy of it is that it just drags on for so long.
I know. I started to wonder if it's like if I drag this long enough, will he laugh? Was like maybe the tactic.
Almost.
Yeah. All right. What do you say to a ball python with a stutter?
What do you say to a ball python with a stutter?
Holy crap! You can talk.
That's a laugh. All right. What's the score, Jeremy?
7-4, Charlie.
Oh man, I was.
And Charlie takes the W in the first dad/reptile joke off.
That's congratulations.
Well done, though. It was painful for me not to laugh. I promise you that.
Charlie, you have a moment to give your acceptance of your award, which we do not have here. It will be mailed to you in 6 to 12 weeks. It takes time. But let the people know how you feel about this W.
I want to thank everybody in the comments. I want to thank you guys for being here to actually laugh, because it would have been really painful with me and I'm just sitting here trying not to. I don't know. I don't have anything prepared. I did not think I would win this. So
that is not very much confidence, Charlie.
Well, yeah, and most of all, I want to thank myself for believing in me, because I think I heard that on the reel by Snoop Dogg once, and it sounded good. And I
had some backup jokes. Now that we can all laugh, if you want some horrible ones, my other backup one. This one's media. This one just didn't make it in, but it was all right. How do we know that Cinderella doesn't like snakes?
How do we know?
She was always running away from the ball. Little stretch.
Okay.
Some of mine were a stretch. Admittedly, some of mine were more than a stretch. But
and then the classic, that we've all hit somebody with. How did the ball python get the squirrel to come down from the tree?
How did we get the ball python to get the squirrel to come down from the tree?
He pulled down his pants and showed him his nuts.
That is so bad.
I have two that didn't make the cut.
What?
I have two that didn't make the cut.
Okay.
Okay.
Where do you take a rat with a broken tail?
Oh, I don't know. Where do you take? Oh wait, is this? Oh, wait, hang on a second. I don't know. I don't know. Where do you take a rat with a broken tail?
Any retail store.
I thought you were going to say the
You should have definitely put that one in.
I made it in, huh?
Well, I thought that was going to go dark, but it just went cute and fun. I mean, that was great. That was good.
All right. Oh man, what else is that? This one I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it does. What do you call a snake that you've made mad not once but twice?
Oh, this is a play on double recessive, isn't it? What is? I can't bring it together though. What is it?
Reticked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that could have been left out. I see why you left that one out.
You see, oh man,
that one didn't hit as hard as the retail. That retail hits hard.
Oh man.
I had a bunch that I couldn't. I was on a pied roll. I had like punchlines I was working on, but I couldn't quite get there. It was Pied Piper, Pied and Joy, Pied and True, Apple Pied, Pied Chicken, Double Pied Trailer. I broke that out last week. That one was pretty good, I thought. Alabama Crimson Pied, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Pied. A horse joke could have been about a Piedesdale. Something could have been Bonapide. I could have been piding my time, or if I was a baby kid snake, I would play Pied and Go Seek. I couldn't bring those around though.
So Kai, what was your what was your enjoyment of the jokes that you did hear? Which one really got you? You're our joke connoisseur here.
Oh no.
We need the color commentary
I
here.
mean, they were like funny. They were like stupid funny.
They're so bad. Like, you should include my family for the last like 3-4 weeks knowing this was coming. Me being like, all right, this one's terrible. I'm sorry in advance. Just hear me out. Like,
Right.
like,
Hey, you got to work your material. You got to work it before you go on stage.
But they were original. I would say that. Like some of them I've never heard before. I think Charlie, you made up your own, right? Like they were original. It wasn't like a spin off of another joke.
Yeah, I was trying not to have something that you could find on the internet already. So
okay.
I'm not saying that that's what Adam did or anything. That's not why. Somebody said, "Oh, okay." I don't know which one of you said it, so I don't want you to think that's what I'm saying. But I was like afraid that if either of us did that, we'd have overlap or something like that too. So I'm trying to stay away from anything that's that's already out there.
Yeah. And I like how you worked your daughter into one of the jokes, right?
Yeah.
Because she said you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That was cute.
So
I got to get her with a few of these. I didn't let her hear all of them on purpose, so I could still make some reels out of them.
Yeah, you got that's the thing. I got like 20 reels worth of material now for.
I'm like, here's a Desert Ghost to a Desert Ghost G-stripe to a black pastel leopard het clown, and then it gets 100 likes. Then I'm like, here's me telling a rat joke to my daughter, 450 likes.
Right. That snake in a bank joke, that's actually a Norm Macdonald joke. He died this year, and it's a frog walks into the bank. He does it way better than me, but you could check out A Frog Walks Into the Bank by Norm Macdonald this year.
I liked him when he was on.
Well, you got his essence. You got the essence of Norm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, annoying and long.
I didn't say it, you did.
Yeah, like I say, part of the funny of that joke, like the bigger the crowd, make it the longer. Like go into the pants he's wearing, maybe some socks, which is all preposterous, of course,
The whole time I thought you were gonna get me with like when she goes to the manager and says like, what this is? And he says, wait, the snake walked into the bank. Like he walked in, like I thought.
That's where I locked in there.
No, I let that go. I was like, we'll go on. You could embellish on the whole Mick Jagger snake thing, but we try and watch the content a little bit around here.
Well,
So
I hate to
Adam,
have to do it, guys, but I gotta run.
Okay, Jeremy.
It's been a little bit
Appreciate you coming.
day. I gotta go up and spend some time with the wife and little girl before she goes to bed. Because Dom and I went off and saw the new Avatar movie this evening, so we were gone for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I still got to set some time around.
It was fantastic.
It's good. Okay, cool.
It was fantastic.
So let me ask you this, Jeremy: is it a good story, or is it just visually beautiful?
It's everything, dude. It is absolutely everything. At the end of the movie, I'm not giving any spoilers, but I don't care how much of a man anybody thinks they are. If it does not strike a heart chord, you have no heart. Because Dom even looked at me as we're walking out and goes, I almost cried at that movie.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, I was right there with you.
I mean, for me, it's not fair because I cry at everything now because I have kids. So everything parents related, I cry. So I'm really weak that way now. So are strong in my parenthood, whichever one you want to choose.
There you go. Comfortable in your.
But no, it was absolutely fantastic. Like, I didn't think you could get any better visual effects as the original.
Mm-hmm.
This was just a whole nother level. I mean, it just. I expect, the second movie's never as good as the first one, stereotypically. True. It was as if it was not, it was at least as good, if not way better than the original. Just as far as visual effects, even. I mean, you just really got sucked into it. It was awesome. So if nobody has seen it, go check it out. Like, just make a date night of it.
Now I got to clear almost 4 hours out of my day.
Yeah. Now I got to find something. Yeah.
I will say this. It seemed like an hour and a half. It flies during that whole movie. It's really good. So it's 3.5. It'll feel like an hour and a half.
If you haven't seen the first one, is it
Yeah, you should see the first one before you go out and see this one because it ties directly into it. Like,
so now you got to clear 6.5 hours out.
That's right.
You set aside a day.
Yeah. Watch the first one and be like, all right, off to the theaters we go.
Jolly, you're right. Terminator 2 is better than Terminator. That is one of the few sequels that is better than the original.
Empire Strikes Back is way better than A New Hope.
True.
What is that?
I'll have to take your word for it.
We are not starting a Star Wars war. I don't even know what a Star Wars war is, but I can tell you it's not going to be here.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Adam, thanks again, bro, for having me. Let me join you guys tonight. It was a blast as always.
Hey, brother, thank you for coming over. Thanks for hanging out. And we got to do a show, either your place or mine or whatever, man. We got to do it soon.
Yes, sounds good. Oh, also, I will be making up the date for the Breeders Barbecue in the next couple weeks. I'll put my vacation in so that way I can come up with the exact date. So we're going to have to get into a backstage group chat at some point and figure out if that date works with you and how we're going to get you up here.
How is what month are you thinking? Is it going to be July?
It'll be July, yeah.
Okay, I got July wide open right now, so you let me, because I'm going to piggyback my family vacation on it too. So
okay,
anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, like it's either because there's a guy at work that always manages to screw me over every year.
There's always that guy, right?
Yeah, it's always it never fails. It's either going to be July 2nd or July 9th. It will be one of those two dates. It's just a matter of which week can I get off. Because I want to take the whole week off to get everything ready. Plus, Angie and Jeff from Celtic Balls are coming up from Missouri.
Whoa.
And they're going to be getting here Friday. So
All right. We got
make sure I'm here when they arrive. So it's going to be a pretty big event.
All right. Let's tie Phil in on it too, because I think he's going to have some equipment that I'll need. But we can work it out.
Phil's definitely going to be here for it. I think Dom is maybe going to join you guys in playing music with his ukulele. He's actually really good with it. I'm not going to lie. The boy was playing Metallica on it. Was there in my man cave. I'm like, what is that? Like, it's like, that's Metallica. I thought he was watching it on YouTube. And he's back there just playing on his ukulele. I'm like, what the?
That's what I should have done to beat Charlie tonight, is break out the ukulele comedy. That's like the most bad comedy of all musical comedy is the ukulele.
It was right there, Adam. It was right there.
I don't actually own a ukulele, but I guess I could have bought one for the show tonight. Tax write-off, right? Expenses.
There you go. Yes.
But anyway, yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, Chris says around July 8th. Yeah, so it'll probably, knowing my luck, it'll probably have to be. Yeah, that's a toss-up as to when that guy's going to try to beat me out of my vacation week. Because he could go the week before and get a long week, or he could go the week of and save a day of vacation. I don't know how he'll go. But I'll keep you in the loop, and we'll figure that out. Chris's July 15th is Gettysburg. That is correct. So we can't do it the following week, that's for sure.
You got two guys from New Jersey in the room. They can, they'll know a guy that can fix the problem for you.
That's true. That's true. We got to get you guys to come up to it too. Kai had a birthday party or something last time he had to go to.
I forget what we had come up.
And I say, Charlie, you had something else going on too. I forget what it was.
No, but yeah, we had something come up too. Probably was a birthday party.
Jeremy Snakes remembers I'm Eastern PA, dude. Like heart of Amish country, man. Good old Lancaster County. It's heart of Amish country. But yeah, I'll keep you in the loop, Adam. Okay. Gershon, Charlie, Kai, good seeing you guys. Take care, and I'll talk to you all later.
See you later.
Thanks, Jeremy. See you, brother.
See you.
All right. Well, I tossed my show notes. Hang on. What else I got on the
Side note, Adam, is this going to become a regular thing every year? The dad joke off?
Well, I think so, because we do. I don't. Maybe I think we can add to it, because I usually do end of the year kind of breeder hangout, man. Like on a serious note, I spend 51 weeks a year doing show prep, putting together the notes, learning about the guests. Like I think I do it okay, at least. I think I do it pretty well, as far as I'm not fishing for compliments, but what I'm saying is I don't just
fishing for compliments.
No, but I don't do
you can get them. I enjoy the show. I enjoy it. I appreciate it.
It's a great show, Adam. You do amazing things.
For Adam, everybody, he gives a hug. Yeah, it's good.
I'm here for the positivity and the validation anybody in the community needs. I'm here.
I don't just do the hang out and get drunk shows that are out there. And sometimes
whoa! We just turned this into a drama show. Was it someone specific you were thinking of? Or? No, I know you're not going to do that, Adam. I know.
No, and those do very well, man. Like
they do. Hey, there's a market for that.
Yeah, the two Stone dudes do well. Like that's a proven method. Like it works. It's just not me. So. Right. But anyway, so once a year, we just do this. We do this kind of hangout kind of thing, and here we are. So let me see. We had gone around the horn a little bit as far. Charlie, what are you adding for 2023?
Yeah, you got me with that one, but I was saying I would do the sunsets are probably the big project.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gershon, what about you?
Nothing. Well,
I like it.
I got to see what moves. If I move a couple more snakes, maybe I can get into. I have a het puzzle female. She's growing up, so I might get a puzzle male visual for her.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. I mean, what else would you put with her?
I was thinking either a visual recessive that is head puzzle to try to get work the double into that eventually a little faster, to make puzzles that are head something else and hold back some stuff. Because we're all leaning towards double visuals and triple recessive. That's where the industry's going. So kind of put yourself in the right space to be able to get there as soon as everybody else is getting there, or at least with a codom or two in there as well. So that's the goal.
Yeah, I think in 3 years, there's going to be a separation of people that bought into the double recessive kind of trend, especially this year. Like, there'll be the people that got out, and I will think they would wish that they had stayed. But then there'll be the people that are like, I'm just going to make another visual this year, versus the people that said, you know what, I guess it's time to get started. At some point, we got to invest. We got to start making some hits. And that's going to start to create a separation. I mean, admittedly, you can always buy forward. I mean, I even did a video on that. But in mass and at scale, I think it's going to be a big different point of differentiation. And like I say, 2-3 years is going to be especially with genetic testing, there's just going to be a huge divergence of growth that people can experience, I think. So let me see what guest host, what's on your mind tonight?
What's everybody's thought process? I mean, everybody here either has an ultrasound or uses an ultrasound, correct?
I've only used one once. I've had the benefit of a friend to help me out. My sound gets screwed up?
It got a double. I don't know if that's me or...
I got an echo. I thought it was me. I threw myself on mute and it kept going, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got headphones, so I don't think it's me. Or it could be.
How about now?
You sound different, but there's no echo.
Okay, no echo is good. I'll take different and no echo.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it lower or higher? Do I need to turn it up or down?
I hear you fine.
You hear you fine. It just seems like you're a little far away from the mic, but not like can't hear you far away, but just sound far away. Does that make sense?
No, it does. It does. That's okay. It's the anyway. I won't bore you with the details. As long as you can hear me, we're cool.
Gotcha. So, well, we got a question for Charlie, so go ahead.
Not the primary plan. I'll plug a friend here for a minute though. Brandon Nixon, who was on earlier from Nixon Reptiles, already started working this direction. He has some stuff that is, I believe, a het sunset 100%, and it's out for testing for pos het candy right now. So someone is already working that. I don't know if I'll go that route. I have some candy stuff, and I do want to look at new angles. I'll tell you what, here's what I'll probably do. If Brandon catches traction on that, I'll jump in behind him and ride his coattails on it. That's what I'll do. So I was thinking a slightly different direction. I wasn't going to talk about it much, but Leviathan dropped it earlier. Somebody's already, I guess, thinking, and this always happens anyway, that somebody's already thinking ahead of me on it a little bit. I was leaning towards G-Stripe because I didn't see a lot of it in G-Stripe, and I have a pretty strong position in G-Stripe right now, so it's easy for me to. In a year or so, when I had enough stuff in Sunset that I was ready to start pairing in it and stuff, I would be able to mobilize that direction pretty easy. I have some like visual females and stuff like that. So, but he mentioned, or Stephen or Courtney, whichever one was on their account earlier, mentioned that I think they said Shane from Small Town's already working with DG, and I wasn't actually going to put, although I have two visual DG G-stripes, I wasn't thinking of doing the DG in it also. Wow. I was looking more at just the Sunset with the G-stripe, and then any codoms that'll bring pattern back on the sides. But that's probably the way I'd go. I don't know. Oh, there he is. They're talking about candy stuff, Brandon. I might do it. Like I said, it probably will turn out really cool. I think the Sunset Lavender looked awesome, right? I'm pretty sure that there was one or two of those that got posted around, and they were phenomenal. So with candy, I probably would think it would look really good too. But
yeah, I have to look at that. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I heard it was. I haven't seen it either, but I heard it was pretty striking, and I agree. I think candy is the next reasonable step on that.
If I wind up with a visual male sunset, I most likely would wind up doing something with candy anyway, just because I have the females for it already, similar to what I mentioned with G-Stripe.
Let's see. Shannon asked, what about my edition, Adam? So I don't know. I tend to be a little bit more opportunistic when the right thing comes along, kind of thing, which I know goes against all the ideas of you got to have a plan. But I think sometimes the best plans are when the best resources come along. Obviously, once you start pairing, that's your plan. But there's a gene, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, Nyala, and I know Stephen and Courtney have invested in that. It does some pretty stunning things to clowns and just pretty a neat gene. It's really early. I met somebody today that's actually working with them and was pretty reasonable on the price, especially for a male, and it's a het recessive. I'm not going to say which, but I might jump on that. I've been like I say, I tend to be, I wouldn't say a bottom feeder, but look for opportunities and deals. If it's I tend to buy collections or in bulk rather than just a single snake kind of deal, just from the financial benefit of it. But I might buy one of those. And then, I still don't own a Desert Ghost. I mean, for Pete's sake, it's probably time, right? Maybe this will be the year I get a Desert Ghost visual. I like the puzzles. I'm certainly not in the market for a monsoon, but I think those are cool. Like maybe, if a good head opportunity, a 1.2 of hets came along, I'd probably give that a shot if that was at the right price. So we'll see. I'm not sure on that. Hales Balls asked how long is the testing taking? Some of y'all were saying it's taken 2 months. Yeah, I think mine took 6 or 8 weeks. It was 2 months. So I have two thoughts on that. One, they've said that they've fixed whatever's been the holdup, and they're cycling through the backlog. So I think they said by February they think that they'll be returning results in a matter of weeks. That's their words, not mine. On the flip side, like a 2-month test on a year-long breeding program, like
or a 3-year long.
yeah, but I mean, if it's a hatchling, yeah. So then it's just the waiting game, and ball pythons teach us or try to teach us patience. They don't teach me very well, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, it's a little bit of a long time, but I think in perspective for what it is, I think the bigger question is how accurate is it? Like in 2 years, is there going to be a groundswell of like pitchforks of people going, this was all nonsense the whole time, I don't think it'll be the case. I think they're on their game. I've paid for it. I've participated. So, I mean, I'm a consumer, but that's a little bit of a question that's got to be proven for sure.
Ooh, Rainbow Sunset.
I had mine both took about 6 to 8 weeks. Totally worth it, I think, because again, better than 2-3 years. And in one case, saved me a pairing that I'm not going to wind up doing now.
Yeah.
So I had a candy possible het clown, 66% het clown. She turned out not to be het for the clown, so I'm not going to do that pairing now because it was a double het male. So it's just long odds. The best thing I'll produce is candy, and then pos het clowns again. Got to test all those back in. So I put her up on Morph Market. She's really pretty candy. She's got about 900,000 grams on her. Quick shameless plug if somebody's interested.
Do it, man. Do it.
She's not. It doesn't help me anymore because I'm basically looking at double or not at all at this point for recessive stuff.
Mm.
And for the record, everybody on this screen right now has Morph Market pages. Like, guys, check out these other breeders and help them out as well.
And straight up, she's listed only as candy. I don't even have pos on there or anything for the clown because I got the testing back and she's not. So I'm not going to put that up there.
Oh, there you go.
Heard some stories about some people maybe doing that still leaving the pos head up there even though they got testing done.
Mm.
That's a big point. The testing doesn't cure, for lack of a better word, the jerks. You know what I mean?
It's still only as good as you trust the person to have bought hets from in the first place.
That's right.
check sooner after the fact if you were suspicious, but then why buy it? So,
I guess if there was a day that came where you actually shipped an animal to be tested and then microchipped, maybe, but like that's another generation later. That's not any time in reality, and probably not ever in reality. That's disappointing to hear that people are doing that, which, I mean, again, it's all hearsay, who knows, but yeah, it comes down to how much you trust the person you're buying from anyhow.
True.
That's
Hey, Charlie, when you I guess the test, did you have to go on Morph Market and like create a profile for that animal first?
Yeah. You do have to create.
Yeah, they're doing some pretty serious data collection and that whole thing. They're farming a whole lot of data with this.
Oh, really? Okay.
So when you get your test results back and then you list that same animal for sale, is there a connection between the test?
You can. You don't have to. I guess you can. I didn't intentionally. On one that I have up, I think it is connected, although I don't think it shows anything in the background on my end. I can see that it's the same ID. You have to have a unique ID number. I can see it's the same on the testing side, but I don't think it shows anything on the buyer end. On the one, I have one that turned out to be 100% het pied that was bought as a, she's a pastel enchi het candy, and she was 66% het pied, and she proved to be by testing. So she's up, but it didn't look like it pulled anything through to show that. And on the other one, I actually made a listing with like a different ID number when I put her up. It didn't even connect the testing. I just put her just a straight candy.
Interesting.
But I don't think it shows anything through anyway.
So you haven't done any of the testing yet, huh, Kai?
Not through the Morph Market thing. I did it with Dr. Hannah Seidel when you had her on under podcast before, and she just gave me one result back out of like, I don't know. I sent her like 30 of them, and like 10 of them need to be tested, like 30 sheds that she could have for her research, and then 10 other ones that I had questions. So there's like this huge package. I had to keep changing the envelope out at US the post office because it couldn't fit. I had to keep writing the thing over. But anyway, I sent a lot to her, and I guess she only had time to send me one of the results back, and it was positive. I had like 3 Orange Dream pies that were positive for Ultramel, and she told me that one of them was actually positive for Ultramel.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I did.
And I asked her, I was like, so were the other 2 negative, and you just don't want to tell me the results, or you haven't gotten to them yet?
I probably sent her 8 or 10 altogether, and it doesn't mean she won't get to them. I'm sure that she keeps the backlog of stuff. I sent her a bunch, or I say a bunch, 8 or 10. I got 2 results. 2 email results, and one was confirmed for het pied, which is cool. And the other was like, well, we tested all of this. We went through the process, and it appears the student messed the test up. We don't know what this is. And as disappointing, I don't want that to sound like a bad light for Dr. Seidel. She doesn't charge for this. She's doing scientific research. I would rather her say, the student messed this up. It's inconclusive. I can't tell you anything about this animal. Versus, or making up a result or no answer.
Exactly.
She took effort and time out of her day to come clean about what happened. So I mean, it speaks highly. I value her quite a lot.
Yeah, it's free service and it's a student. You get kind of know what you're getting into.
It's gonna be human error there.
Yeah.
So, question for you guys that have sent in sheds: what is the? I don't know if you want to do a step-by-step process of doing it, but what is the whole process from getting the shed? Do you have to dry it out? Do you get the whole shed?
You do yours through Morph Market, Adam, or just with Dr. Seidel?
I did mine through Morph Market. Just one second. Brandon says he'd get the negatives rechecked. Students are doing them. On mine, at least, she said it was she didn't say positive or negative. She said inconclusive. And I think, Kai, you did not. She didn't give you results on yours, right? She only gave you results on one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, initially she gave me results on the one, and then I guess later on she sent me another email with results on 2 other ones. But they still weren't the orange green pied had ultra male. They were just completely separate all at once. So I guess it all depends on like what her students pick out to do the testing or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can tell them which ones to prioritize. They just pull whatever.
Right. Charlie, you want to take the process on Morph Market?
Yes. I pulled the shed out of the tub. I threw it on a paper towel on a table down here for a day or two. I wrote on the paper towel what animal it was, so I wouldn't forget. And then, like, a day or two later, it was dry. I cut a little quarter-size piece out with some scissors. Pop on the Morph Market. You go to the genetic testing tab. You create a profile for that animal if you don't already have that animal, because you can have your collection, you can have for sale, unlisted stuff all on Morph Market. If you don't already have a profile for the animal, you make one. And then you select which test you want to purchase. It gives you an ID number that you have to write, I believe, on the Ziploc on the package that the shed is in. You write that ID number, throw it in an envelope, and mail it to them. And then a couple days later, you'll get it's been received notification under that genetic test. If you go to the drop down again in Morph Market, you'll see that it's there and it's pending, but they've received it. And then 6 weeks later, all of a sudden you get a quick email alert and your Morph Market lights up with a notification that it's been tested. You get the results. Really pretty easy. Hopefully me saying that helps take some of the mystery out of it for somebody, and they just go ahead and do it, because I was like, oh, I got to do this, I got to get around to it. Once you do it the first time, it's like, oh, there's nothing. This is really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought it was a nice touch that they confirmed that they received it. I have some, I wouldn't say concerns, but I just, I don't like all the data gathering, so that you have to make a animal ID with it is a little like John at Morph Market's doing something more with that information. Like
I love it.
What's that?
I love it. I hope they gather all the data they can. I hope they give us some of it back, though. But
right. Well, yeah. So the nefarious part of me says, who's going to have access to it?
Yeah.
And but I would say the same thing. Like, this is going down a rabbit hole here, but I would say that any of the web-based, I'm back to echoing, aren't I?
For a second, and now it's going.
Oh no, you got one. It must be must be StreamYard messing up. Any of the web-based ball python management tools, they know what percentage of morphs people own. They know who's breeding what, and they can suddenly monetize that. Oh, you want to advertise to other clown breeders?
Yep.
Oh, you have a high-end triple het? Well, for $15, they tell you who to send your advertisement to. And it's not like Amazon hasn't perfected it. It happens in our life. Google does it left, right, and center, so everybody else can too, I guess. We've all assimilated that in our lives. It just doesn't feel as good, It feels a little bit creepy. I
don't know. I'd love to even see what searches are trending. I'd pay for that service. I'll be honest. I'd pay for what searches are trending, what morphs have moved to sold recently. I would love to see that. I wish that we had that in the dashboard at different membership tiers. Can only help. I think, you know what, and I'll make the case that it helps the industry too, for all the people knocking ball python recession, 47,000 ball pythons on Morph Market. It would hopefully help some people target what's actually people are looking for. Help you produce better value for the customers, right? And less byproducts and less other animals to sit out there. So
yeah,
that's my devil's advocate argument for that.
I like the concept. I don't like that there's not multiple players. That knowledge with a monopoly is dangerous.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just a principle. And for the record, John is a great dude. I've met him in person. I am absolutely astounded by his customer service. John Lehman at Morph Market buys a table at Daytona every year just to sit there and introduce himself and say, what can I do better? I mean, he engaged my 9-year-old son when he was like, what would be cooler for you to see on Morph Market? I mean, and he genuinely meant it. Like, it was an amazing customer service masterclass. So I think very highly of John, and for anybody to have a monopoly, I guess I would trust him pretty well with it. But just on general principles, it's a little bit scary. So I get that stuff, and I'm a little bit cynical with that stuff as well too. So it's just me. A little party somewhere.
Yes, my kids are still awake with grandma.
Oh, nice. So let me see. Yeah, Brandon says you need to track them for sales purposes, right? Again, as long as the animal matches the ID that's made, yeah. And there's some pretty identifications. I mean, I get it. It's better. It's probably fine, and it's probably good, and this is probably what progress looks like. Like I say, I get a little skeptical with unchecked. A monopoly to me is unchecked power, so I get a little skeptical with unchecked power. That's all.
I can understand that. I can totally understand that.
There's like the DG test being out there already for certain people.
I heard it was behind the scenes. Yeah, sort of a beta level kind of thing, or if you're in the club kind of deal.
Hey, I don't know.
I won't say who I heard it from, but I heard it from a pretty good source that's the case right now. I guess on the upside, it means it'll be public.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
That is a positive.
Yeah.
So Kai, I know you're working DG clowns, or made them. What are your thoughts on Enhancer? Did you just going to keep? Do you ever think of working with that line of DG? Are you going to keep that separate?
I don't have Enhancer, and to this day, can't see the difference.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, I do have Banana now, and I had Coral Glow before, so I'm kind of running into that issue. But I don't breed them together. Like I wouldn't try to make supers because those are codoms, but it's kind of a different story with recessives. Because if I had both lines, I would have to put them together if I wanted to make visuals.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I probably wouldn't even get an Enhancer, to be honest. Like if I didn't want to muddy the water, I would never put them together. So it's almost like starting another recessive project, and that's just too much work. If I already have the DG, like if I have Ultramel now, I probably wouldn't go and get a Rainbow because they're different. I know they're different, but they're not compatible or whatever. But what I'm saying, if they're too similar, I wouldn't want to try to spread myself thin and work two different projects.
Okay. Because I'm in somewhat of a situation. I have a clown female that's head enhancer, and now I have to decide if I'm just gonna stay enhancer with the clown enhancer project altogether, or will I mix DG the regular desert goes into the enhancer, because enhancer het clowns are hard to find, and mostly in Canada. But by the time she's big enough, there probably should be more out here, and easier to get. So it might fix itself in a year or so.
Well, I was in a similar situation with Hypo because I purchased a couple animals, and this is back when I wasn't even into Hypo, but they came as possible het for Orange Ghosts, right? I just bought them because I needed the other aspects of that animal. I didn't care about the Paz Het Orange Ghost part of it. But later on down the line, I bred a regular ghost to her, and I ended up with visual ghosts. And so I asked other people, like, what do I do about this? Do I list them as Orange Ghost or Het Orange Ghost and Het Ghost? Like, what do I do? And most people would just say you just list them at the lower gene. So whichever one is the cheaper one or the more popular one, just list it as that. Because, like, I guess Orange Ghost is probably more sought after than regular Ghost. But at this point, like, you rather give that advantage to the customer. I would put in the description that I put an Orange Ghost to a Ghost, and this came out. But if I listed the traits, just listed as Ghost.
Okay.
We got a super chat from Jason, which, by the way, he gave one earlier. Thank you so much, Jason. Everything from the super chats goes back into the snake operation for sure. He says, Kai, what else are you planning on combining the lace gene with besides Sunset? And I've been enjoying your videos, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Jason. So this kind of goes back to earlier when you asked me what other genes I'm going to add that I plan to add to 2023, and I said nothing. That's because I already got the lace and the clowns that I already added. So that's what I'll be working on next year is the lace clown.
Nice.
Yeah, to add to my list, if lace and cypress would be really nice to add as codoms. Shout out to Jeremy Bod, man. His cypress clown stuff is, I'm a believer, man. You see that in person, it's really, really outstanding results on those animals. Well, guys, I think we've gone 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is really long in the world of Adam and Proper Royals. Like when I started this show, I wanted it to be only an hour, not tonight in general. It's grown to usually a pretty solid hour and a half, but I'm a firm believer in leaving people wanting more. Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out tonight. You've genuinely been very, very good friends to me, all three of you in the room, and Jeremy Warfel as well. I can't say thanks enough. Charlie, how fun was that, man? I had a fun couple of weeks with the family getting ready. Thanks for being an awesome sport, coming to hang out, man. Gershon, I put you on the spot tonight. I was just like, I need a host, and hey, by the way, you're gonna run this thing too, man. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. Always glad to do it. Always glad to have fun with friends and enjoyed myself very much so. Good.
I wish you all a wonderful 2023. Kai, you taught me something maybe only a year ago, maybe longer, but I hope you get rich in 2023. I hope it's a wonderful year for you. I mean that from the heart. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, look, thanks, guys. Y'all are part of what have made it a wonderful ride so far, and I intend to keep going that way. So thank you all. I'll see y'all soon. Grab bag next week. I'm not sure who who the guest is yet. But we'll be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, same place. Thank you all very much in the audience. The same goes to you all. Otherwise, this would just be the four of us hanging out. The audience is awesome. You mean the world to me. Jason, thanks for the kind donations tonight. Everybody, good night. I'm about to hit the music. Watch your ears. Maybe I don't even have it. Oh, I do have it queued up. Never mind. I blame it on the rye. Here we go. Good night, everybody. Good night. Happy New Year. Take care of yourselves.